Hey guys, on today's episode, we are going to be interviewing Christian Damiete, who is the founder of the Creative Hands Studio, a 2D animation studio right here in the city of Port Harcourt, Nigeria, River State, Nigeria. And Christian will be telling us all about how he got started in real estate, and he has now built over 30 million naira investment portfolio. So stay tuned and learn how you too can make great investment decisions and build your investment portfolio. See you in the podcast. Welcome once again to this episode, and right here with me is Mr. Christian, the founder of Creative Hands Studios. We are going to talk a bit about what Creative Hands Studios is into, but for now I want him to introduce himself by himself. So Christian, how far?
My name is Christian Damiete and I'm the founder of Creative Hands Studio. We make 2D and 3D animations for clients globally, and Creative Hands Studios is one of the biggest animation agencies on Fiverr. And Creative Hands Studios actually started in 2020 while I was learning 2D animation. While I was there in class learning, that was when I got the name Creative Hands Studios. That was when I had the vision of starting an animation agency that is situated in Nigeria, but then provides animation services to clients globally. And since then, we've made over 1,000 animated videos for clients globally.
Wow.
And we've also, by the grace of God, be opportunity to generate hundreds of thousands of dollars just making animations, but at the same time also impacting people, because we don't just work alone, we teach, right? Okay. And then we also impact people in the society, giving them the skills and also giving them the opportunity to earn from animation.
So you're saying that apart from raking in the dollars, you're also teaching people how to rake in dollars for themselves?
Yeah, sure. So we teach animation and then how to sell the animation skill. Because we realize that a lot of people just teach the skills, but then they don't tell the people how to sell the skill. If you have a skill and you don't know how to sell it, it's of no use.
Exactly. True. So, okay, for you watching and you want to learn about 2D animation, Creative Hands Studios is here for you. However, I'm not talking about Creative Hands Studios today. I just want to know what sparked your interest in real estate investments. I mean, you are the 2D guy animating and suddenly you are talking about real estate investment. How did you get there?
All right, so before I even started 2D animation, I've been reading a lot of books about success. Before I said animation, I actually wanted to be very wealthy, right? And I'm still working on it. So I've been reading a lot of books about investment, how to become wealthy. So I just realized that animation was just a vehicle, right? But that alone is not going to make me rich. What is actually going to make me wealthy is investing.
Okay.
So I also bumped into Dr. Stephen Akintayo on Facebook, and we all know that he's this big real estate guy. Yeah. So I've been following up several times, and then it sparked my interest to get my first, piece of land. Okay. So after I got the first one, I had a goal to get a piece of land. Even when I had a goal to get a piece of land, I didn't have the money. How much was it? 400,000 naira. But then I told my mom that next year I was going to get a piece of property, and I was just saying it over and over again. So after I got the first one, I saw the possibility of it. I got the second one, I got the third one, I just started working on it.
Wait, so are you saying that the first thing you had to do was put the vision that I want to get a piece of property? No. From what you're saying, I'm even saying that you first you got the knowledge about how real estate can make you a wealthy person. Yeah. And then you now started thinking about it. I want to get, okay, that makes sense. So now let me ask you, how did you first get, because I sell real estate, and then for the past 2-3 years now we've been doing business. Yeah. So how did you first come across me, and what inspired you to work with me?
Okay, so I think I met you in church. First of all, I knew you as someone in church. Okay. Then later on you told me that you were into real estate. And then I was kind of skeptical about most of these real estate companies. But then we spoke several times and you were like, oh, just get your first piece of properties from us. You convinced me to get the first piece of property. And I think that land was 1 million naira. And you also told me that I can just pay instrumental, right? I think I paid like 3 times before I paid for the entire thing. So after I got that first piece of property, you were telling me about another one again. And then I realized something. Because I had a goal of getting those pieces of properties, all of a sudden I started receiving opportunities to get money.
Wow.
Right? Wow. So when I would, every time I'm working, I'm like, okay, this land now, I have 3 months to pay for it. It means I have to work hard to make sure I pay for it. So the first one, I think you guys gave me 3 months, but before 3 months, I paid for it.
1 month?
Yeah, 1 month plus, I paid for it. So the next one too, I moved and then paid instrumental. Sometimes, I think some of them, I even had to pay in full. Right? So this was because you convinced me.
So you are saying that I gingered you to get more dollars?
Yeah, you actually gingered me to get more dollars. Don't worry, we'll talk about that.
Okay, no problem. So because the other person, the last time we had this podcast, the other person was also saying something about, apart from the fact that we're friends, that he also saw that I was a bit consistent and trustworthy. That was why he went up. No problem, it's fine. And for the properties you bought, we're going to I have them written down. We're going to see how far they've performed.
Yeah.
Because it was even when I was going back in time, I saw that the first property you bought was in November 2023. Then December 2023, December 2023, then July, June 2024. And I mean, it has just been going up from there.
Yeah.
So now the next question I want to ask you is, when you were talking, you talked about buying a land of 400,000 naira. Is that your first real estate investment?
Yeah, that was my first real estate investment.
How did you feel when you made that decision?
You know, it was a goal for me to get a piece of property that year. I think that was in 2023. In 2022, I've been telling my mom, December 2022, I told my mom that next year I'll get a piece of property. And then I had not even seen, I'm not sure I had seen $1 million. So I thought I was going to get that piece of property. Then they told me that one was available for 400,000. And for me, 400,000 was a big amount at that point in time.
In 2022?
In 2022 and 2023 too, it was a big amount for me. But then the day I purchased that land, I was like, wow, this is a dream come true. Because finally I have a piece of the earth to myself. So it was a dream come true. It was a goal that I had achieved. So I felt so excited about it.
You know, you saying this thing now, I follow you on TikTok, and I see a lot about how you say your setup costs 2 million, your setup costs 3 million, how much. And somebody hearing this and saying, just 2022, 400,000 naira was, what is 400,000 naira for you now?
It's something I spend on fuel now.
Hey! God, I bet.
Cars and, you know, running this place.
It's just I don't leave this real estate thing. Go learn to the admission. Anyways, thank you for sharing that. And the next question I want to ask you is, looking back, what has been the most rewarding part of your investment journey so far?
The most rewarding part is Juniper Port Harcourt.
Okay.
Right? I remember the time you asked me to invest in that piece of property. Then it was 8 million naira. I can remember that exact moment. We were close to my uncle's house at the gates. I think he came to give me like some bags of rice from Capital City. And then he said, there's this one who is 8 million naira. I was like, 8 million naira, okay, how long? I'm not sure I'll be able to pay that amount of money. Or I'm not sure. I didn't even have that money when you were talking to me about it. But then the day you talked to me about that stuff, it sparked something in me. I kept on thinking about it, 8 million naira, close to the airport. 8 million naira, that would be a very good investment. I just kept on thinking about it. Then at some point, it moved to 10 million naira. I realized that land has potential. So the day I made the first installment payment, I think it was 4 million or 2 million.
Yes.
I didn't even have the complete money. Like, I didn't even know how I was going to get
and
the
you
other.
chose 3 months payment
3 months
plan.
payments. Yeah, I chose 3 month payment plan. But then I realized that before the 3 months, we were done making that investment. So 10 million naira was what I paid for, you know, that 3 months time frame that was given to me. Currently, that land is worth 80 million naira. So for me, I was like, this is the easiest 8 million naira I've made in my life, without doing anything, without making series of videos. just an investment that I made. Wow. And it has yielded 8 million naira without me sweating.
You know, you just reminded me, because I had actually forgotten about that part. And now remembering how, when I told you about it first, you're like, one day we will reach there.
I'm telling you.
And I think I also remember when you now called me, I was like, let's do Juniper. You know, I think that's how you do your own stuff. You'll be like, let's do this one. And I mean, I'm even inspired by your story, because I see how for every time you want to make an investment, you truly do not have the full fund, but you always say something like, I'll have to work harder to get this. And trying to work harder for that goal has made you get other things that you probably did not plan for. So I think whoever is watching this now should know that setting a goal is something that can actually push you further in life. And it's not just about that goal. Let's say you want to buy a car. In you trying to work hard for that car, you'd see that you might actually work hard and still get money to buy a house. And when you're buying that house, you now come to me and I'll help you get that house. Are you there? All right. So along the way now, all these things that happen with Capital City alone, you have about 7 properties. Then you have 3 properties outside. And if I do a total sum of what is what you even spent, it's about 10. We're looking at over 20 million. Have you had any fear or doubt along the line?
I've not. Okay, let me say, I have. There are times that I'm like, what if I want to sell these properties and stuff like.
Just like the time you wanted to sell Juniper.
Yeah, there was the time I wanted to sell Juniper. And Juniper was still 10 million naira. I wanted to get a car, and then I had the money, but I didn't want to spend that particular money from that particular account. I wanted to spend, I wanted to sell one land to buy the car. But then you were like, no, leave this thing. I was like, okay, let me just leave it. And later on, I realized that Juniper had moved from 10 million to 80 million. If I had sold, I would have lost that 8 million naira. But today I still have the car and I still have my investments.
Yes, because even when you told me about that, I was like, are you sure you know what you want to do? I even told the colleague, I was like, see, I beg, help me if you have any clients, somebody wants to sell it. I was like, That doesn't know what he's doing. Like, this thing just started, like, we just started the development and you want to sell. I mean, I was like, why? I mean, I tried to convince you, and thank God you took that advice. When it immediately got to 80 million, I sent you a message. I said, hey, I will see it, you won't sell it, don't go. So, okay, yes, yeah, I think that's it. So, what about fears? Any?
Some of the fears, what if tomorrow the company folds up, or what if tomorrow you discover that it's a scam, so that means your entire investment has gone to waste? What if government comes and scatters the land and stuff? So sometimes you have those doubts. There is no business that you don't have doubt in. Yeah. So there are times that you just feel like, are you just sure all these things is not just in paper? What if it's not what it seems to be? So yeah, so there are times I have some doubts.
About, but yet you did it anyway.
Yeah, so what's life without taking risks?
Wow, I think that's a lesson, because there are many things that people do. For instance, me being in this business, I know a lot of people that I started with. Most of them have never gone anywhere, because probably they still don't think that this is for them. They still have doubts about it. But whatever you're doing, just do it afraid. Do it afraid, and that's what will help you. Okay, so now I want to ask you about your aspirations and future plans. So, say you had significantly more capital, how would you expand your real estate portfolio?
I would, in fact, I have a goal which, by the grace of God, I'm actually going to achieve. I have a goal of building rental properties like hostels, accommodation, centers for universities, close to universities, because I know that that's a very big investment. That is something that if you do for almost for a lifetime, you'll be generating revenue from it, right? So I have goals of having rental properties close to universities. I have goals of having like malls, right, that people rent out. So I have big goals in terms of real estate. I have big goals.
And knowing you and your goal setting, no wala, we'll get there. Okay, because the reason I'm doing this podcast is to also show people that are still afraid, and people that have started, to see that there is more to do. If you watch the other episode, the other person also talked about having this kind of goal. Funny enough, to solve the accommodation issue, because currently in Port Harcourt, where we are, there's accommodation issue. Lots of houses that are below standard but yet are being charged more, and the person also said he wanted to solve that problem, and now he is also trying to solve that problem. So probably the next time we'll come together, probably they have solved that problem with me at the middle of that and then we'll get that done. Okay, thank you for that. So now, considering this, I think this is an investment that excites you for the future, because if you are looking at solving that means let's say today you come across $1 million, you would now look at, okay, where can I go and put this kind of structure, which school, and also I think it makes sense. It makes sense. So now let's just round this off. What lessons have you learned from your real estate journey?
One of the lessons I've learned is, like you said earlier, do it afraid.
Okay.
When I started investing in real estate, I didn't know that within a short period of time, I was going to invest almost or more than 30 million naira in real estate. You just started with 400,000, then moved to 1 million naira.
And let's take the time frame. 2023 to
2024. Yeah. Let's just say in 6 months, I had invested close to 30 million naira.
Which you did not have.
Which I did not have at the beginning. But then, like I mentioned earlier, investing in real estate and then seeing those big properties that I wanted to invest millions in propelled me to work harder. Because every month I'm working, I'm saying, see, I must hit maybe 5 million naira because I have to put 2 million naira in this property. Next month I must do this. And now that's the thing. One of the lessons I've realized that most times God blesses us because of the plans we have, because of the expectations we have. I have a land that I must pay for, so he knows that if this money comes, I have something to channel the money to. Right? So now even me, when I'm working, like some people, they're just earning, but they don't have what they want to use the money for.
So later
when
the money comes, for it,
they squander it. But me, at the end of the day, I can look back at 2024 and say, okay, in 2024, if I made XYZ amount of money, like 20-something million of this money went into real estate, so I can account for that money. So even God blessed me based on the fact that I'm doing my work, but at the same time I have an expectation and I have a place that I want to channel that money to, which is not just me wasting the money. One lesson I've learned, very important lesson, is that just do it afraid. Start. That's the best thing. Just start. Whether it's 100,000 naira you have, start. You don't know what you would achieve at the end of the day.
If you don't start, this will not be motivation.
It's facts.
This will not be motivation. No, just start. Because even me, I was shocked actually, because Christian will just call me and say, "Hey, Hafa, want to do another investment." This is even outside some of the buyback investments that you did. The one that you get your capital is still safe. After 6 months or 12 months, you get it back. I think we have a couple of them that will be getting matured very soon. So just that. So if you could advise somebody considering their, if you could give advice to someone considering their first investment, what would it be?
It will be the same thing.
Okay.
Just start. But at the same time, do your research. Make sure that you are working with someone who is credible.
Okay.
Right? Just like it is better you work with a real estate firm that you know that is trustworthy than for you to work with maybe an agent out there who might even just sell one land to two persons. At the end of the day, you lose your money or you start having different court cases. So just work with somebody that is credible. It is very, very important. As a newbie in real estate investments, it is easy for them to just, mess you up and then take your money, right? If you are not knowledgeable and if you are not working with somebody that has an experience.
Yeah.
So while you're taking the risks of investing, because investing is actually you taking risks, right? You are not 100% sure that this investment is going to, give you returns. But while you're taking that risk, make sure that you are working with somebody that is credible. So if you're in Port Harcourt and you're around, I can suggest one person, which is him.
Oh, thank you very much for that recommendation. And this question: so how has working with me shaped your real estate journey?
All right, so working with you and Capital City has actually shaped, my real estate journey in a very big way. Number one, it has made me to, secure my wealth.
Okay.
Right. And number two, it also increased my knowledge about real estate. It also increased my hunger about real estate. Like I think I was explaining earlier, working with you and Capital City has actually increased my knowledge about real estate. And then it has made me realize that real estate is not just a short-term something, it's something that is long-term. Okay. It has also helped me to take more risks, even in my own business. Because most times I take a lot of opportunities, I take a lot of risks, so that I get money from there and then invest it in real estate. Right? So it has shaped my journey in a very good way.
Okay. So what's one thing you wish more people understood about real estate investing?
One thing I wish people realize about real estate investment is the fact that investing in real estate should be long-term. It shouldn't be short-term. Okay. There are times that some properties do 100% or 50% within 1 year time. And there are some times that it might take some years before they do 50% or even 100% in terms of the increment of the value of that plot of that land, right? So some people, they just go into real estate feeling that, okay, if I invest 1 million naira this month, within the next 3 months, I should be getting 10 million naira. It doesn't work that way. Anybody that promises you something like that, you just want to steal your money.
Oh, no.
Any real estate company or firm that says, hey, invest 10 million naira now, within 3 months, you'll be getting 30 million. They just want to steal your money.
True.
Because the return on investment is so big and the time for you to get that money is too short. And you just know that it's a scam.
Yeah. So because there are different real estate investments. If you want to get that kind of thing, it's either you are buying a house and then selling it, turning it around and selling it, or you are maybe buying, demolition, building a better one and then selling it. That's the only way to get quick returns. Or the one we are doing 15% in 6 months. That is another thing that you can use to get quick return. But aside that, I don't know what you're talking about. So now you started real estate, let's say 2023. Yeah. That means 5 years will be 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. 2028. So where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years in real estate investment?
Let's just say 5 years. Within the next 5 years, currently my real estate investment is about over 30 million.
Yes, we're going to do an analysis of that.
So within the next, like you said, before 2028, it should be at least 150 million to 200 million.
Wow.
I feel like that part should just be for landed properties alone, not even rental properties, just in terms of land, because I have my goals written out, what I want to achieve. Even this year, I've already started getting some piece of land, both with Capital City and outside Capital City. Yeah. So by 2028, by the grace of God, in addition to work, right, I should have 150 million to 200 million in terms of landed properties. Yeah.
Wow, that's nice. So let's now get down to looking at what we have done so far with Capital City. So we have 7 plots of land. The first one we have here is Ivy Supreme. Ivy Supreme was bought in 2023 at 2 million. As of March 2025, Ivy Supreme is going to 4 million. Yeah. That's 100% in 2 years. No, it's not up to 2 years because we did it in December 2023. Yeah. And now March 2025, 4 million. Very nice. We have Cedar City Estate. We got 2 plots at 8 point something.
4 million. Yeah.
But now around that area, 1 plot goes for 8 million. That's another 100% in just 2 years. We never expected it. True. I know I never give you the expectation. I told you, see, guy, this is for long term. So long term, we can't even tell how much it will go. We might be looking at 500% in the next 8 years. True. All right. Okay. Then we have for Juniper Estate. You have been talking about it. You love Juniper so much. 10 million. It was gotten at 10 million June 2024. February 2025 is 18 million.
Yeah.
However, that area has appreciated because people are already selling up to 30 million around that area. So that's another one. Juniper Aba was gotten in July 2020 for 3 million, and now it's at 4 million naira. 1 million, that's about 50%. Ivy Gold 1.5 million December 2023, now it's 3 million, 100%.
Yeah.
So total Opus Supreme 1 million, now it's about 2 to 2.5 million around that area. So we've got 1, 4, 14, 18, 20, about 25 million, and now the 25 million thereabouts, we have about close to 40 million now.
True.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
All right, so thank you for coming to this, and I'm so grateful that you took out time out of your busy schedule to educate and also share your story. And I don't know if you have any last words for people watching or
My last word would be just start. Whether it's learning a skill, because the truth about it is, at the end of the day, you need something to fund your real estate investments.
Yeah.
So you must have something you are doing, right? You can go and learn a skill, invest in yourself. I listen to Joshua Selman a lot, and I read a lot of books about success. One of the things I realized is that you must first invest in yourself, right? Then after you've invested in yourself, learning a skill, being valuable, people start working with you, you're making money. Out of that money, you must invest it.
Yeah.
Because the goal for us is to be very wealthy.
Yeah.
It's not just to be rich. It's not just to work and then retire and money is not coming anymore. But we must, out of what we are earning, invest some part, even as we're saving. Saving is good, but then investing is super, super important.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
As a man thinketh, just like the book here.
Yeah. One of the best books I'm reading right
So
now.
as a man thinketh, so he is. So think about big things and work towards it, and you can achieve everything you think about. Thank you for being with us on this episode. Drop your comments, your questions, whatever it is that you need to or you got, whatever lessons you got from this episode, and what you want us to also focus more on in the coming episodes. Until next time, see ya.